Let me share something amazing with you. Recently, I attended an empowerment event organized by Immigrant Women in Business, which was actually a book launch.
My book is The Different Faces of Narcissism, How to Neutralize, Recognize and Protect Yourself from Toxic People Disguised as Friends. And recently it became the #1 in abuse and self-defense ebook on Amazon. I'm very grateful for that. That only tells me that a lot of people were reading it, a lot of people were purchasing it, and I'm just always grateful to be able to help. So if that's happening, that means a lot of people are interested in it. I'm very grateful for that.
The author of this bestseller, called The Different Faces of Narcissism, How to Recognize, Neutralize and Protect Yourself from Toxic People Disguised as Friends, is Marian Balogun, who described her own experience of narcissistic abuse and how she healed and recovered from trauma caused by a toxic relationship.
What I'm trying to advocate for is there are 3 major things that I'm focusing on. The 3 major things that today's event focuses on is creating awareness about psychological abuse. It's educating people about the signs of psychological abuse, because it's such a subtle behavior that you don't even know when it creeps up. You don't know when you're being abused. Like, for instance, if someone yells at you to do something, but it's not acceptable, but if the yelling becomes a habit of communicating to you, that's a sign of, you should be able to have other ways to talk to people instead of yelling. That's a sign you're hurting the person's feeling. The third is empowerment, which is one of the things that we're doing today, trying to empower people about psychological abuse, because I feel that if you know what to look out for, based on my experience, if you know what to look out for beforehand, you can protect yourself from such abuse.
The whole event was all about Marian and her book, but she was not the only speaker that day. She was supported by other leading mental health professionals. They were a multi-award-winning psychotherapist, Ayo Kanbi, with the topic Establishing Healthy Boundaries in a Narcissistic Society, a serial entrepreneur and mental health specialist, Jennifer Anthony, with the topic Why the People Around You Are Crucial to Your Success.
Well, actually, narcissism is actually more widely identified than we think. The issue is that a diagnosis of a narcissism disorder is very limited to that population. But we have narcissists in our society that ranges from bosses to parents to interrelationships. So it's very vast and it's very wide and it's very deep. So I see a lot of individuals, both men and women, who come across and are in relationships with narcissist partners. And they, first of all, have to identify that, listen, this is not just something that's normal for me and not something that I should continue to be in. So that self-awareness is a humongous piece in how they overcome and start the journey to really detaching themselves from this narcissistic relationship.
And finally, a motivational speaker, best-selling author, award-winning filmmaker, Michael Challenger, with the topic Keeping Good Company, Why It's Crucial to Surround Yourself with People Who Share Your Values and Aspirations.
Today is a very special day because I'm here to support the idea Marian's talking about narcissism, and as a certified life coach, what I do is I work with various clients, whether it's individual or corporate businesses, to help them transform situations. So we go through a series of different things that when people are struggling and they don't know how to get to, my job essentially, Olga, is to help people get from A to B, and to make sure that they're clear with their vision and that they get what they want. So as a best-selling author, I wrote a book called Don't Let Fear Paralyze You, a book that really helps. It's very much of an interactive book that gets people to think about where they're paralyzed in their life, because most people don't really know. Right? We get to a space where you go, I'm not getting the results, I'm not getting the things that I really want in my life. What is stopping me from getting those results? So what we've done, what I've created is an interactive book, so the audience and the readers can really be engaged and feel fulfilled about what they want to achieve.
All the topics were inspiring and motivating. There was a good interaction between the speakers and the audience. Lots of questions, valuable advice, helpful recommendations and logical conclusions. And moreover, great reviews from people who already read Marian's book.
I love the book because I was already aware of this personality, but when I read your book I could resonate with your experience, and It just solidifies how important it is to take care of ourselves first and check in with yourself once in a while. How am I feeling? Who's around me? What am I doing? Because sometimes some of the relationships that we value, they're not good for us.
I love that you're bringing this to the mainstream, because I mean, I was in a relationship for 11 years with a narcissist, not even realizing what narcissism was.
Wow.
And I think bringing this to the head and allowing women or men or anybody to recognize it and deal with it, possibly keeping them out of their relationship or being able to get out of the relationship faster.
So if you are confused about what a narcissist is and wonder if you have one in your life, this book is for you. As part of the event, we got the motivational cards helping setting goals for the day, and I got mine saying make a gratitude list. So here it is. Firstly, I'm grateful for attending this empowering event for women on their journey to triumph and being a part of it. Secondly, I'm grateful for getting Marian's book with her autograph and personal wishes. I have already started reading it and getting useful information needed for my professional and private life. Thirdly, I'm grateful for meeting new people and expanding my network. And finally, I'm grateful for being surrounded by people who make me happy. So having positive people around you increases the likelihood of living an empowering life and seeing life happen for you instead of against you.